So I just got a download. Let me take a swig of this water here. If I get a download, I'm going to record it for the next 30 days. I'm going to record these downloads. And the way that you hear the download, and it's just like a really fast, like a bird that goes by, right? It's like a fast bird that goes by. You just have to. So here's the download. The verse that's related to the download. Sometimes the downloads is not necessarily words. It's just spiritual, you know. The verse that would relate to it. What they meant for evil, God meant it for good. What the devil meant for evil, God meant for good. That's the download. That's the verse for it. The actual download was, you can take whatever they sent at you for destruction, you can actually turn it to a blessing and to help others, you know. Listen to how peaceful this is. All this is the download. Everything I'm saying is a download. As I'm standing here, I'm waiting for the next thing to show up, you know. And I get in, and when I'm driving, it flows really easy. Look how peaceful this is. Everything I'm saying is the download. Okay? I want you to really think about what I'm telling you. This is not coming from me. Every word that comes out of my mouth is a download right now. Now look how peaceful this is. Just what I just said is a download. Now notice the crickets in the background. There's some over here making a different kind of noise than these over here. Notice the sky, how peaceful that is. The wind, there's no wind. The trees are peaceful. You hear the crickets in the background. You do hear some traffic way back in the distance off the highway. But it's still peaceful sounding. There's no peace, saith the Lord, to the wicked. If anybody's trying to take away your peace, that is an enemy. Anybody trying to steal your peace or somebody else's peace, that is a demon. That is a demonic spirit. Now, a year before the war beside Ukraine, I said that these blue lights, because blue is law, I said that the blue lights were pointing to a war's on the way. I was hoping it wasn't in the U.S., but then the war in Ukraine took off. But you can look how the blue shows up on that house from these blue lights. The letter killeth, but the spirit gives life. That's why I knew a war was coming. And also there's an episode in a movie where the lady fell down through the roof, and it was a war. It was related to war in a movie episode. There's no peace, saith the Lord, to the wicked. They have no peace. The only way they have peace is to get a born again in front of them. Let's say there's two people yoked up that are lost. There's no peace. The only way an unsaved can have peace is have some kind of shield from a born again person blocking God's divine judgment on them. If you're saved, think about what I'm telling you. If you're saved, think about what I'm telling you. Before you got saved, you didn't have peace, right? Like, I'm sure that they're in there watching TV, listening to music, and just chaos and news. You know, a lot of people watch the news and they lose their peace. Oh no, it's the end of the world. The economy's going bad, and prices of bread is going up, but it's all a construct. It's not even real. These squirrels, these birds, these animals, they eat for free. It's all a construct. Why is that guy speeding down a little side street? No peace. Scarcity is a construct. The scarcity law is a construct. Your man-made civilization is run by the Freemasons, the Jesuits, the hidden, the occult, the unseen forces. The magician priest class is what it comes down to. The magician priest class tell the president and the kings of the earth what to do. And they put on such an elaborate scheme to deceive the people. And people are just trying to make it, right? They're just trying to go home, go to work, go home, pay their bills, enjoy life, whatever. But I want you to really think about how peaceful this is right here. The download is, if anybody steps into your world and doesn't give you peace, if somebody tries to take away your peace, you know, I put that light up like 5 years ago, and it's still going strong. They usually don't last but a year. If somebody's trying to take away your peace, then that is the biggest red flag in the history of mankind. Whether it's a coworker trying to take away your peace, whether it's somebody in your house, whether it's a in-law, outlaw. I mean, I want you to really think about how peaceful this is. The Bible talks about live peaceably with all men if possible. The Bible talks about pray for your leadership that we might have peace. So if you have somebody in your world, especially if it's somebody you're dating trying to steal your peace, I mean, look at this. That house is peace. All these houses are just full of peace. It's 9 o'clock or 9:30 or 10 or something like that. It's all peaceful. It's all quiet. Why would anybody want to take away your peace? Why do they hate your peace? Why do they want to steal your peace? It's a cricket right there. Why do they want to steal your peace? What's wrong with people? It has to be a demon. It has to be a demon of the hive mind. I've looked for truth my whole life. I looked for truth my whole life. And I've talked to a lot of people. Sitting here on the porch. One of the reasons I built that fence right there is I didn't want to see Jerry Springer out there. And if somebody's trying to be Jerry Springer in your world, they gotta go. I don't like the way this looks. I built this fence, but it looks better without the carpet. I got free carpet, and I put that on there as like a soundproofing experiment. I need to rip it down, but I really don't have. I got other things I'm working on. It looks kind of bad, but it's a barrier, so I don't have to come out here and see Jerry Springer over there. I'd rather look at this, and it don't look the greatest, but I'd rather look at this than Jerry Springer over there, or Jerry Springer over there. Now, when I move to my other house, I'm probably going to tear all that down. By the way, I'm off the download. The download was, you can tell them You can separate the sheep from the goat by the peace or no peace. The only way that a person can have real peace is through Jesus. You're not going to find peace any other way. That airplane that low, they used to not fly over this way, and they used to not be that low. Something's up. The only way a person's going to find peace is through Jesus. Otherwise, they're going to try to get peace through drinking or drugs or just craziness. They're going to try to be crazy to find peace. They're going to act wild and stupid to find peace. A propeller, drone. Now, how are you going to find peace with drama? But that's what the world tries to do. Jesus gives us an internal peace in the midst of trouble. And your litmus test is peace. Whether it's finding a job, which job should I take? Which one gives you the most peace? Which person should I marry? Do they give you the most peace? Which neighborhood should I be in? Whatever gives you the most peace. Now, when I bought this house, a long time ago, I didn't think about that. Who should be your friends? Those who give you peace. Only an enemy is going to try to take away your peace. Only an enemy is going to try to uproot you and traumatize you and steal your peace. It's funny how that light came. I'm standing here, and so my movement is ricocheting off that car and hitting that light because there's nothing there. I'm not over there. It's a motion light. Why would anybody, I'm a peaceable person. The Bible says, mark the perfect man, for that the end of that man is peace. All I want is peace. I saw chaos growing up, and I said, I want peace. I don't care. I just need peace. And when I got married, my first wife, it was chaos. I said, nah, this ain't going to happen. See, that light came back on when I started moving. I said, nah, this ain't going to happen. And then I married my second wife, and she was causing more drama than anybody I've ever seen. And I knew that wasn't going to happen either. And so then they know how to have a lot of fun, how to create a lot of fun and excitement. so-called excitement. But it's really just a distraction to bring you down most of the time. Because if somebody's really on your team, they're going to want to build you up into peace and let you grow in truth and grace and peace and help other people and minister to other people. A man and woman married should be ministers to the other one, to build the other one up, not tear them down, to give them peace, not take away their peace. You can tell an unsaved person because they don't care about your peace. What time you sleep, they don't care. They really don't care. So the message is, your litmus test is peace. You can know who's on your side if they want to bring peace or if they want to steal your peace. And put that in the bank. I've lived long enough to know who my enemies are by that one test. Do they step into your world and bring peace, or do they step into your world and bring chaos? That is the test. Life is peaceful. Listen. Just listen to this. This is peaceful. The Bible says pray for peace. If you do the Greek search, the Strong's Concordance word for look up peace in the Strong's Concordance, the Greek and the Hebrew, you'll see that peace is where it's at. Look, everybody wants peace. Everybody wants peace, right? But if they're trying to steal your peace or vampire off your peace because they don't have any peace, that tells you what they are. They're your enemy. They're psychic vampires. They hate your peace. They hate your truth. They hate your success, because you get success in peace because you follow that routine pattern and you keep sowing seed, and the harvest keeps coming back. You create a seed harvest. Cash flow daily, cash flow weekly, cash flow monthly, and you invest it. They hate your peace that makes you prosperous as a saint. They hate your truth because they love lies, and truth exposes the lies. When you turn the light on, the darkness has to flee. So they have to kind of quench out your light with chaos and drama.